Welcome and welcome back there, change makers. If you're new to the channel, hello, my name is Kira Siva. I am a spiritual mentor and healer, and today we are going to dive into healing what was broken. Before we jump in here, I want to let you know that right now I have a 35% off sale on all of my tarot card readings. You can find them in the link in the description. So if you've been wanting to get a reading from me, this is a great time to do it. It will be running through August 8th, 2025. So if you're seeing this in the future, just know it's going until August 8th, 2025. And also doing a free Patreon live on the third weekend, August 16th at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. This month, we're talking all about the air elements. So if you are interested in understanding elements more, that is a great opportunity to come and dive into that. Okay, let's get started. Connect with your intuition. Pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3, and we'll dive into pile number 1. Pile number 1. Okay, pile number 1, let's dive into healing what was broken. This very center card here, pile number 1, is the thing that was broken, and it's a really great way to check if this is the right pile for you. So the thing that was broken was a connection to source, a connection to light, your relationship to that spark of inspiration inside of you. It could have shown up as an artistic block. It could have shown up as you feeling dull and not like darkness, but it's like muted. You're very muted in your expression, in all forms of expression, muted in the vibrancy of life. It's like feeling the ho-hum drum of life. And it could have been somebody taking that light away from you, like a cloud covering up the sun, or it could have been really a piece of you that you lost somewhere along the way. Like you went through too many tough times in life and it really just stole the spark of life from you. Good news though, pile number 1, because this is not about just understanding what was broken. This is about healing that. So what do? How do you get your spark of life back? How do you get that expression flowing again? How do you turn this sun from a reversal upright? So pile number 1, I almost called you pile number 2. So I haven't filmed that one yet, but you might want to check it out. So pile number 1, a lot of this has come through self-neglect. And there's so many reasons that we neglect ourselves, whether we have families, we've got children or demands on our time, work, our relationship with our parents oftentimes gives us a framework of self-neglect. If you've had a very demanding partner, that can cause you to have self-neglect. But you see here, she's sort of like, she's covered in this veil. She's covered in the purple. She's not really open to receiving that divine guidance. And this is very much how this thing that's broken in you feels. Like, it's not that you actually have truly lost your connection to source or inspiration. It's that it's been covered up. The feeling that I'm getting with it right now is if you were to take a silk cloth and just wrap it around your body, almost like a cocoon, but not full mummy style, just like pulling in your wings, pulling in your arms. It's like you've been walking around with this silky bandage around you for a long time, and it's sheer and it's light, but it's tight, and there's so many layers to it. So how do you go about unbridling yourself? I don't know the term for it. How do you go about unwrapping yourself from this sheer, I feel almost not claustrophobic. I feel so confined in it. How do you let that out? So your very first guidance. I almost said spot of guidance. I don't know. I don't know what I'm channeling right now, but it feels very British to me. A spot of guidance here, a little tap, is to bring this magic back, right? I just got so goosey feeling that way, like thinking of a British woman with popping off a little piece of magic with a wand. Like there is something playful about being creative. There is something about you taking time to add these little sparks of creativity back into your day. Whether that is just like color coordinating something, or maybe you just write a quick note, or you do some automatic writing, or you get out some finger paints and you just have at it, have fun, or you just sing. You know, there is this call to just adding back little moments where you can express yourself. Maybe you have a really grouchy person you're around and you're in the car and they're like, I don't like your singing. And you can just sit and, you just sit and hum, 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 hum. Just enjoy your little hum, right? Just start to enjoy these little moments of expression. And very, very importantly, recognize when you are allowing yourself to express. So this is a lot of inner work on being present with yourself in the moment, understanding what's going on internally. And when you want to express something, when you want to let it out, see if there's a little way that you can do that. Maybe there's something you can say. Maybe there is something expressive you can do in that moment. This whole section over here is really, really about, the word came up, defeating your fears. But it's really about being into this darker part of you, the shadow work part of you, and really recognizing, am I neglecting myself in this decision? Did I say yes when I really felt in my body, in my heart, no? Am I compromising? But does that compromising, is it a kind of poison in my life? Is it poisoning me? Is it causing me to feel not good? Is there something going on here? Am I neglecting my health? Am I neglecting, there's so many different ways we neglect ourselves: emotionally, physically, financially, psychologically. So be really present with yourself, add these little sparks, and then understand that if you have a vision of where you want to go and the version of you that you want to blossom into, there is a very sacred space called the in-between, the transition person. And we really don't talk about this enough in personal growth, because we're always like, you gotta just fully embody the complete new you. And the reality is, and you know how everybody's like, it's the journey. Well, the journey is the person in between. The journey is you being a little less of the old version of you and a little more of the new version of you. And I've gone through a lot of transformation in the last few years. So I feel very well versed in helping you understand this concept. So if you were to imagine you had a glass, in the center, you had one in the center, and you had one on the left and one on the right. And the one on the left is blue and the one on the right is purple. Every single day, you're taking the water from the left and you're pouring it into the center glass. And then you're taking some water from the right and you're pouring it in the glass. And that ratio of color inside of that glass is changing every single day. You are slowly being less of that blue color and becoming more of the purple color. But those two parts of you mix. Those two parts of you are in different ratios depending on the day. Sometimes you got a lot of purple in your cup and a little bit of blue, and sometimes you have a lot of blue in your cup and you're in crisis wondering why it is taking you so long to be purple. But really, every day is a little bit different. Every day you're balancing these two parts. So it is really important to understand that this is a sacred time of being the person in between, of letting the past go and embodying your new self. What comes out of this healing? What happens for you as you go through this, and who do you become through this healing? As this sun gets turned right side up, you, let's just go straight to the point. You're the goddess. You're the goddess. It doesn't matter what body you have, what gendered body you have, you're the goddess. You're the embodiment of that cosmic creativity. You are the light. So when you connect through the light and you allow those wings to spread again, you allow yourself to fully embody and connect with this light, to fully embody the vision that you have about yourself and about the world that you are creating around you, you really go into this big redefinition, this big transformation of the truth of who you are. And the really, really cool thing again with that is that purple water that I was talking about is, we'll call it the Shakti of life, right? The creativity of life, the giver of life, the inspiration of life. So every day you're pouring more of that beingness, more of that energy. Like your soul is a star. Your soul is meant to radiate and shine out through who you are. And when you embody that light more through your expression and your creativity, every time you give yourself permission, every time you feed yourself in little and big ways, nourishment to your heart, to your mind, to your soul, to your expression, to your art, to your creativity, you are reclaiming and healing that in. So, you know, in Japanese, they have, oh gosh, what is it called? I can't remember what it's called now, but they take gold and they put broken glassware, dishes, drinking glasses. I almost called them sipping glasses. This pile has a very British flavor to it, and I don't know why. So if you are from Britain or you have some British spirit guides, leave me a comment below because it's so unexpected. But that's like how you are, right? You're just so pleasantly unexpected. Like, I love it. I love the spot of tea, the twinkle of light. Like, it's funny to me. It's fun. It's fun. It's funny. It's delightful. And that's who you are. And that's what you are. You're an unexpected delight. And that's what you're going to be embodying more and more and more as this heals. Okay, pile number 1. This is healing what was broken. If you like this message, don't forget to click the like button, smash the subscribe, and also I'm running a sale on all my tarot card readings right now. You can find the link in the description on my website. And join me over for Patreon Live the 3rd Saturday of every month at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. This month we are on the 16th of August. Covering the air element. So if you want to, or if you were interested in the air element and want to know more about the elements, join me over there. And until next time, pile number 1, have a beautiful and blessed day. Pile number 2. All right, pile number 2. This is what is healing what was broken. Pile number 2, I just got done filming pile number 1 and I kept wanting to call them pile number 2 and I understand why. So if you've joined me over from there, we're going to dive in and go deeper into sort of the energy progression of what I talked about in pile number 1. And if this is just the only pile you're going to watch, hello, let's dive in. Now, this wouldn't be a Kira reading if I didn't talk to you about the colors. You should have heard the little squee that I had when I turned over these 2 blue cards. And then you've got this gorgeous blue card down here. Whenever, if you're new to this channel, whenever I see color coordination going on in the cards, that always is a signal to me that this is one cohesive message from your guides and from Spirit itself. So, okay, enough explaining and let's dive in. Pile number 2. This is what is broken. Your fortune, right? Like, you've been going through things or you're just like one thing after another and nothing seems to be turning out in your favor. And so there's this sort of drain that has happened. This is really, really tied to two things. One, your finances, and two, your creative expression of yourself and who you are. You have a lot of cow energy in your pile. We've got the Taurus down here and this really happy cow. She's so sweet. Whenever I see sort of the cow energy, I study the Vedic tradition, which is from India, and they do not eat cows because cows have human-like emotions. They grieve, they cry, they have the ups and downs. So they, I don't know, I feel like I'm derailing our talk, but that's why they don't eat them, because they don't want to eat the fear that happens when you have to process a cow. So cow energy to me is always, it's sweet, it's nourishing, it's sauntering. Like, cows ain't got nothing to do. They are just cruising through the field, right? Like, do they run? Sure. But is it like a typical thing? Like, I mean, you see them frolicking here and there, but generally cows are going to be grazing. They're going to be moving slow. I don't know if you've ever had a chance to cuddle with a cow, but dang, they're so sweet. They're so sweet. So this is really about you remembering that level of nourishment. This feels like the thing that was broken, that broke this wheel of fortune, is feeling that level of love from life itself, from your spirit guides, from creation. Like, you need your life circumstances to feel like a cow cuddle, right? You're like, I need a warm cup of milk. I need some nice snuggles and, a little cow kiss on the forehead. And really just this sort of gentleness that you haven't gotten to have in your physical environment for a long time. The really cool thing with this is that there is actually light at the end of the tunnel. And if you feel called to it, go check out pile number 1. You are in this really special time of transformation. And the energy of miracles is around you. The energy, that nurturing, when I think of it, it's like Gayatri energy, right? Like the divine goddess Gayatri. She's so sweet. Or Maheshwari. Like, she's so gentle. She's so sweet. She's really kind to you right now. It feels like you've been emotionally beat up. Like you've just been taking the emotional punches. And ultimately that's dulled your creative force. Ultimately it's dulled that part of you that really enjoys being alive. There is hope and there is change. So good news, you get to heal. You get to heal. The hope that you're going, well, let's go over here first. You're in this process of shifting your beingness. Maybe you started working out more. Maybe you started doing your art again. Maybe, like for me, it's finding new clothes to dress in, right? Like finding my style. For you, it could be anything, right? It's about you. Maybe you're into herbs. It is about you going through this alchemic change. Even with the butterfly, right? The butterfly turns to primordial goo and then re-puts itself back together and is now a butterfly. So you are in this process, you've been in this process, and you may feel like goo right now. You may feel like you're in a cocoon, like some goo, and like you are really, really, really doing some major shifts internally. And all of this is very welcomed. You are learning this next layer of trust. You're learning how to be your friend again. So if somebody says something mean to you, you've got 5 things that you're saying. Well, 1, telling them to F off, but 2, you're saying like 5 really nice things to yourself at the same time, right? You are feeding your inspiration. This dragon of inspiration, you were sitting here going, okay, how can I nourish you today? Maybe I need to plate up myself a beautiful color array of food. I've got all of the colors of rainbow on my plate. I've taken the time to really slice everything and style everything on my plate. And like, that is my form of artistic expression and my form of self-love today. it's really about you also honoring your voice and learning how to, they like showing me like singing in a really beautiful way, like humming, but also just like singing your heart out like a bird, like a bluebird. Maybe bluebirds are significant for somebody out there. They're also really, I actually never noticed she had tattoos right here. Wow, I never noticed she had tattoos. You know, that's the wild thing about reading tarot. You can look at cards day after day, and until it's time for it to be highlighted, it's not there. So we see down here, she's like in the smoke. She's got beautiful tattoos. So maybe body art. Maybe it's time to get some body art done if you're into tattoos. Maybe you've just gotten body art done, or you've been thinking about one and you're kind of on the edge. This is the nudge of like, yes, if that is expressive, if that feels good to you, if that helps you feel more embodied as the authentic version of you, do that. As you feed your inspiration and as you become a really good friend to yourself and understand where you're at in your process, the outcomes is actually more physical abundance. It's more financial abundance. You get to have money feel like that sweet cow, right? She's like she is all full because she's been chomping down on the greenest grass in the pasture, and she comes in for milking, and now you have this really warm, nourishing milk that you have, right? Straight from the cow. So new creative endeavors, new possibilities for work, for like if you wanted to sell your artwork, if you wanted to sell your songs, if you wanted to, I was going to say jobs, but they're not giving me jobs. It's like your creative expression is returned from the universe in the form of money, in the form of people buying the thing you are selling. There is this hope with this expressive self, like you get to fully embody the expression and the truth of who you are. You do need to give it structure. Just like you wouldn't be pouring the milk down on the ground, you're going to put it in containers. And because you are an artistic soul, because you're a soul that needs to express itself, as everybody does, in lots of different ways, maybe you have one jar that looks like a teardrop, and then you have another jar that looks like an hourglass, and then you have another, like you're creative. You're going to take those things and you're going to make sure there is a really cool container. Like enjoy building the container, enjoy building the structure of what you're putting out there, and trust that this is so sweet. It's like the mother Gaia is like, she's like, I love you. I got you. I am going to fill your cup. Just give me a container and express yourself, and I will reward you again and again and again. So she wants you to just really enjoy that. And I love that Gaia came through because I'm not expecting that at all. But it feels very fitting with the strong cow energy. So if you get a chance, go donate to an animal sanctuary, or go, I know in Colorado we have like cow cuddles. You can go buy a tour and cuddle with a cow. Do something in honor of cows. And maybe that means like putting a little cow on your altar, or, being nice to cows somehow, or cutting out beef for a week, or whatever that looks like to you. There's like a connection that when you honor the cow, when you honor the goddess, when you honor creation, and you recognize her really gentle nature, and you specifically look for the gentle, sweet, nourishing nature that she is, she's going to come into your life a lot more. Maybe get a picture of a cow, and be like, hey, goddess, hey, earth goddess, like, what are we doing today? I feel so warm and fuzzy and like, oh, I feel so sweet. It's such a sweet energy. So I think she wants to remind you, there is so much sweetness for you. There is so much love. It's like this calm kind of like, hey, it's okay. Like, you're going to be just fine. Let's work on this together. I really, really love that. Okay. Pile number 2. This is the energy. Pull that energy to heal in this reversed wheel of fortune. All right, pile number 2. If you like this message, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe. And all of my tarot card readings are on sale. They're 35% off right now. You can get them in the link in the description. And join me for Patreon Live on August 16th at 11 a.m., which is it's always on the third Saturday. It's always 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. You can check out the link to register for that. It is free. We're going to be talking about the air element, which would be a great one for you. And until next time, pile number 2. I almost called you pile number 1. Have a beautiful and blessed day. Pile number 3. All right, pile number 3. This is healing what was broken. The centerpiece. We're going to have such a fun reading. Okay. This center card is the thing that's been broken. I called this a centerpiece because when I was looking at these cards, the very first impression that I got from this is about your personal strength and confidence. Like being the main character and being on the stage of your life. That's the thing that got broke, right? Like you had something where you took a lot of damage to your confidence. And even though I always associate this with public speaking and being on stage, there's something about you being knocked off of being the center of attention in some way, whether that's in your personal family or maybe something happened in a public setting or in a work setting where you were somebody that was like really focused on, and then something happened and it really dented that self-confidence. It's like you went through something and it took the feeling I'm getting is like, and the words coming through are critique. Like you took critiques a lot. You had like a lot of critics, a lot of people telling you that you aren't that thing and that you can't do that thing and that you don't deserve to be the center of attention. And there's very much this very strong energy about the being the center of attention and it not being safe, it not being okay. It's like when you get to be the center of attention, you almost just don't want to be the center of attention because of what is happening in these cards, right? So over here is really this energy that you are transmuting, which is quarrelsome. You could have dealt with people who just picked fights with you. Every time you're a center of attention, they were like, I'm going to take you down a peg. You're not allowed to shine that bright. You're not allowed to be who you are, because when you shine bright, I go invisible and I feel small and I feel unheard and I don't feel listened to and I don't feel powerful, right? I don't feel like I have any control in the situation. And so it's like somebody whenever they see you rise, they just knock you down. It's like having a really bad mother-in-law, right? You're like, I made dinner. And she's like, that's not how I make it. And like digs in, backhanded compliments and like little digs. Like it's not a pleasant energy. And not all mother-in-laws are like this. And they don't all sound like that. That's just my cranky mother-in-law voice. So unfortunately, it has really, really pushed you into this energy where for you to be the center of your life, of your personal life, and the center of attention in your life in a healthy way, you've really had to gain strength. And you're going to continue to have to gain strength, because this kind of thing, it doesn't just go away. It's like, I have this thing where people get jealous of me. Like they put me on a pedestal and then they get jealous that I'm on the pedestal. Okay, well, I didn't ask to be up there. I'm just a human. I have flaws too. But one side consequence of that for me is that I have dealt with jealousy my entire life. It has been such a poison to my life and my well-being and my confidence. And I feel like that's so relatable in this situation, because even when people are like that, it makes you dig deeper in yourself. Even when people are like that, you have to do the emotional labor of saying, okay, well, it's not me, it is them, blah, 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 blah. And like you've had to do so much work with that. The cool thing that's come out of here is that this dude has what it takes to slay a very large dragon. And that's you. You're not, you know how to not be scared anymore. You know how to handle people like this. And if you feel like, well, I don't know for sure, just know that you will continue to gain in your personal confidence and personal space with handling people like this. Like there is a point in time where it's uncomfortable, but it stops being scary because you're like, okay, well, I've been on this merry-go-round ride a bajillion times. Like I've been on this roller coaster already. I know where the twists and turns are, and I know exactly how to get off the roller coaster. I know how to not get on it in the first place. That is your wisdom. I feel catty. I feel so catty. Wow. What words are coming out today? Hi, y'all. I don't know who's watching this, but leave me a high five emoji down below because I don't think I ever use catty in my readings. I don't think I use it in my life, but I like it. I like the sass. I like the fire. I like the FU attitude. Like, yeah, okay, you're jelly. That's fine. Whatever. I'm going to continue just being me. There's been a tremendous amount of wisdom that you have gained. Like one thing that's very, very common in our culture and globally is that as we are learning to be human from a little kid growing up, we take on other people's beliefs in the society around us. And a very large portion of the population does not understand that they are living out the beliefs of their mothers and fathers, the beliefs of the social circles around, the beliefs of the media that they have watched, and the words and the songs that they have listened to, and the partners that they have. And a large portion of the global population does not get that they are not living authentically to who they are. They don't know that because they haven't taken the time to stop and look inward and say, you know what? This belief that told me I had to be a doctor by 26, 30, that I had to be a lawyer, that I had to be XYZ in the world, that I had to be so-and-so in a romantic relationship, that I had to show up in the world in a certain way. I'm 40, y'all. Like, I'm over all of it. But I also learned this stuff earlier on, and I'm still over it because I still do that stuff, right? So you've learned that. You and I were sitting at the table together because you've gotten that. You got that message. You learned, you know what? That person's expectations of me aren't mine. That's their problem. That's not my problem. That's their problem. I love the sass of this group. So my little embodiments of sass, as you have grounded this in, the thing that you get out of this, you get healing energy. You get to heal the world around you by being you, by sharing your story and by embodying this. We have the magic works through you, the inspiration. This could also be that you had a really bright idea at one point and somebody just critiqued the crap out of it. Go back to that idea and re-look at it. You're going to encounter, so whenever I see color coordinated cards, that to me is very much a cohesive message. You're going to encounter other people who are like you, but they're like you only a decade ago, right? 5 years ago. They're like you before you transformed. So when you find these people, they're showing me this little leaf. I never even noticed that, oh, it's a candle. See, didn't even thought it was a leaf. It's a candle. You light that candle in other people, and the ideas that you had, you know how to cultivate them in somebody else. You know how to give the right kind of encouragement to somebody else who may be struggling finding that. So a pretty widely used example would be you have an entrepreneurial idea, you want to start a business, you're going to have a small business, and somebody just completely poo-pooed you on that and said, well, you can't do this because XYZ. Well, actually, now that you have this confidence, you can do that. And maybe some of those things that I said were valid, but maybe a lot of them aren't. Maybe that person that was saying there couldn't see past their own limitations. They didn't have the vision to be able to understand what you were trying to do. But that doesn't mean that you don't, because you are a visionary. You have really brilliant ideas. You can share that. This to me feels very much like an energy healing. And you don't have to be an energy worker. We all share energy. We're all one. We're all one, and that energy between us is the relationship and that push-pull dynamic and not even the push-pull, the web of life. Wow, I wish I could figure out. I have the feeling and I have the vision, but I don't have the words. So I'm looking at a tree right now outside my window. The tree and I are one. The tree and I have a relationship. That relationship that you have with the rest of creation, you could consider that one type of oneness. My energy affects that tree. My attention and my awareness on that tree affects that tree. That tree's energy affects me. When I look at that tree, it affects me. When I don't look at that tree, it affects me. We're in a relationship. You are in a relationship with everything around you, everyone around you. And there is an energetic base for that. So even if you're not an energy healer, you are always going to be connected to others through that interplay of that cosmic web, through the energetic web. And this is really cool because inspiration can flow through you and you can be the space holder for other people to do the same kind of work that you've already done for yourself. And that's really freaking special because let me tell you, you probably already know this, but if you don't, our world is full of very brilliant people who are leading very ordinary lives, and nobody has paid attention to them in any kind of way to bring out their brilliance. And I know that as a mentor, and I see it, and I work with people all day long that are like that. You may feel very average, but I can guarantee you, you are not average. You have something very special inside of you. You have a ton of bright ideas, and you can share that space with other people. And that's how you heal. Okay, pile number 3. If you like this reading, don't forget to click a like button and smash that subscribe button. And if you want a personal reading, they're on sale. They're 35% off right now through August 8th. And join me over on, you can find the link in the description. Join me over on Patreon. I'm having a Patreon Live every third Saturday of every month at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Same bat time, same bat place. And this month we're talking about the air element. So if that's your vibe, join me over there. And until next time, pile number 3. Have a beautiful and blessed day.